The persecution of Ahmadis and the abduction of Christian Hindu girls are distressing examples of the challenges faced by religious minorities in Pakistan. It's crucial for international bodies and governments to continue raising awareness and advocating for the protection of human rights in the Islamic Republic. Recently in the UK Parliament, British politician David Alton raised the issue of violence against minorities in Pakistan and highlighted the incidents of abduction of Christian and Hindu girls. A report.
Human rights violations are indeed a serious issue in Pakistan. The country has failed to ensure the protection and promotion of human rights across various aspects of society. Freedom of expression remains restricted, with journalists, activists, and dissidents often facing harassment, censorship, and even violence for expressing their views. Religious persecution is another significant issue, with minorities facing discrimination, blasphemy accusations, and violence. Forced disappearances, where individuals are abducted by state or non-state actors without any legal process, also contribute to a climate of fear and insecurity. Recently in the UK Parliament, British politician David Alton raised the issue of violence against minorities in Pakistan. Speaking in the Parliament, Alton highlighted the incidents of attacks on Ahmadis and abduction of Christian and Hindu girls.
Primitive and dismal conditions in the so-called colonies where Christians live, often devoid of running water, sanitation and electricity, and which I've personally visited with Mary Rimmer, Member of Parliament, and Jim Shannon MP. The APPG has highlighted lack of reparations, convictions and impunity following the violence in 2023 in Punjab's Jaranwala, when a mob rampaged and torched churches and homes. I hope that the Noble Lord the Minister will respond to that and to the destruction of Ahmadi mosques and cemeteries, the persecution of the dead as well as the living, violent attacks including murder, and the denial of comparable voting rights with other citizens.
There have been instances in Pakistan where the state's ability to protect individuals has been questioned due to various factors such as political instability, corruption, and the presence of militant groups. Speaking on human rights violations in Pakistan, Alton recalled that no one had been brought to justice for the murder of the Pakistan's Minister for Minorities, Shehbaz Bhatti, a Christian. On 2nd of March 2011, Bhatti was assassinated outside his mother's home for his opposition to Pakistan's blasphemy laws. Pakistan's blasphemy laws have been widely criticized for their misuse against religious minorities. Accusations of blasphemy can result in imprisonment, violence, and even extrajudicial killings.
In 2011, when the Christian Minister for Minorities, Shehbaz Bhatti, and his friend Salman Taseer, the Muslim governor of the Punjab, spoke up for Asia Bibi and called for reforms, both men were murdered. When did the UK last challenge Pakistan over the failure to bring the murderers of Shehbaz Bhatti to justice? If you can't bring the killer of your Minister for Minorities to justice, is it any wonder that the two children forced to watch a lynch mob of 1,200 burn alive their parents, or minorities living in places like Jaranwala are in despair? But more hopefully, my lords, and here I will conclude, also recall that on August the 11th, 1947, in a famous speech, the great Muhammad Ali Jinnah insisted, I quote, "You may belong to any religion, caste or creed, that has nothing to do with the business of the state." And Jinnah gave the newly independent Pakistan a new flag, symbolising the country's plurality and diversity, combining the Islamic green of its Muslim people with the white of the country's religious minorities. The flag's crescent represents progress. The five-pointed star symbolises light and knowledge, objectives which Jinnah hoped would inspire and unite the nation. Empirical research shows that countries which enjoy the greatest prosperity and harmony are the ones which promote religious freedom or belief for their minorities, something on which the UK, Pakistan and the Commonwealth should prioritise.
Pakistan has faced criticism and condemnation from various human rights organizations and international bodies for its failure to adequately protect and promote human rights within its borders. Religious minorities in Pakistan often have limited representation in political and governmental institutions, which further marginalize their voices and concerns. Minorities faces challenges in effectively advocating for their rights and interests. Efforts to address human rights abuses in Pakistan immediately need a combination of diplomatic engagement, international scrutiny, and targeted sanctions.